to the North Downs. I'm just leaving Westhumble behind me. Today's 11 miles through to Merstham. It's early on a Saturday morning. I knew this area would be very popular, but it's 8:30. I got the earliest train I could at 6:50. Got here at 8:30, but it's already very busy. It's a Saturday and the weather's looking pretty good this morning, but there's actually quite a mist up, so I might get to Box Hill. I'm not going to be able to see anything, but let's see what we see today. There should be a couple of big hills, obviously Box Hill. Colley Hill I think is a short sharp one. A couple of things to look at along the way. My favourite time to walk is really early morning, even earlier than this, 6-7 o'clock in the morning or late at night, and you get the dawn chorus and everything's just that little bit still, a bit more peaceful. It's lovely. Even the wild garlic, I was down a week ago and you can see the wild garlic with no flowers. The flowers have all shot up now. Some of the bluebells have really come in as well in just 1 week. I believe the trig point behind me there is the top of Box Hill. It's certainly flattened out, so I hope it is. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's the one thing about the North Downs way, it does have a few hills, but it's not like the South Downs way, where it can be one after another after another. These are quite spread out. But it's busy already. It's very busy up here already. It's only about 9 AM. Lots of people out. Ooh, green woodpecker. So I'm having to choose my moments wisely to film to camera because I don't like talking in front of other people. This is the third time I've been out in 6 days now on this trail, and the last 2 times I wore my Gore-Tex trail runners. But the ground was quite firm underfoot, and I thought I won't bother this time. I wear my non-Gore-Tex ones because they haven't got as many anything like as many miles in them. And this is the muddiest day yet. It's just mud everywhere. I couldn't cross the stepping stones because it was too wet. I could have done it if I had my Gore-Tex ones on. But there's lots of Duke of Edinburgh, the D of E kids out today. I haven't been doing much filming. I'm probably about 3 miles in. I've hardly done any filming at all, because I've been constantly surrounded by them. And I felt sorry for one group because they just walked down this steep hill, asked me where they were and which way to go. And I said, kids, you've got to go back up that hill you've just walked down. And they've got huge packs on. I don't know what they're carrying for 1 day's walking and a night out. But I'd never carry that much in a pack. I know you don't go out and buy expensive gear for the kids, but I wouldn't want to wear that pack that they're carrying. I feel sorry for them. So just coming up to Brockham Lime Works. I think there's still, yeah, you can still see some of the brickwork stuff there, the kilns and stuff. I guess they're kilns. Oh, they are lime kilns. Signs have been a little bit bad today. A few of them have been ripped out. And it's always going the direction I'm heading. If you're heading towards Farnham, they're all there. But heading this direction, half of them seems to be ripped out. That part of the kilns is about the only thing I can see of the old lime works there. I think a lot of it's just overgrown now. Couldn't really get any much closer because there's one area we can stand down there and have a look. Can't get that close. But there's another group of DFE kids there, so I thought I'll leave them to it. But this walk today is much more reminiscent of the South Downs way, where it's just up and down and up and down. It's been relatively easy going on the North Downs up to Box Hill, a couple of hills, but nothing really. It was quite slow and meandering. So I just navigating the mud and the trees here. But yeah, from Box Hill onwards, it's been very up and down. I think I'm going to feel this 11 miles much more than I did Wednesday's 13 miles. I've just got a trainer full. The one day I don't put Gore-Tex trail runners on, and it's the wettest and muddiest of the, of the days I've walked this week. Typical. I've got wet socks now. Now this is what I'm finding all the time on this trail. This is the board pointing the way I came. Excuse me. I've just come out of there. There's a path up there, there's a path down there, and another one down there. And because I can only assume this is where it's supposed to go, but this is what it's every time I get to one of these boards, the way I've come is there. The one where I'm going is missing, so I'm going to assume that it should come out of there and down that way, because the only other hole is that side, points into these woods, so it's not that one. But I'm finding that time and time again on this trail. So I would say more are missing than are there. And then what's this one? See, again, 2 trails, nowhere. I'm going to pick this one because the map says we should be heading uphill. So you've got to keep an eye on the map, or bring a phone with you with a GPS on it, or you can use Google Street Map on this trail because it's on Google Street Map. Look at this gnarly old tree. I wonder how old that is. I've strayed off trail for the first time today. I knew it was going to come at some point. There was a post back there with no, well, there's one sign in it. I haven't gone too far, fortunately, only a couple of minutes. But I just got to a whopping great big hill there. And I thought, seriously, no, I'm not going up that, am I? I don't remember, I've seen a couple of videos of North Downs Way, not too many. I don't think any of them, they would have moaned about that hill. Steep. But again, the sign's been ripped out. Whoever's a trail manager on this trail needs to come out and have a look at it, because there are so many missing signs. And it was, I'll show you when we get there. The path just went off in 4 directions. I thought, well, I'll definitely know it's not that way. Oh well, it was a nice little stretch of woodland to walk through this bit. But I think this is coming up to Colley Hill now. I'll double check the map again. I knew I should be approaching it. So this is the way I came from, and that's the way I went. And you got a trail there and a trail there. I know it's not that one, but you can see the board there. I've just found the sign on the floor over there, so I've just propped it up against there. There's 2 screws in it, so I can't wedge it back in. Yeah, so I'll just put the sign there, so hopefully people will pick up on that, but it's up this way. Yeah, so I only actually went about 50 metres down there. Frustrating, but this is what it's been like far too many times now. Sun's decided to come out. On top of Colley Hill now. That is a long, drawn out walk to get up here, I tell you. I probably shouldn't have eaten at the bottom of it and had a rest. Sitting on my stomach. But I'm over 6 miles in for the day now. There's only about 4 left to go. I think it's pretty flat and downhill, so I just needed to sit down, have a rest, have a bite to eat. You've got to give it to the water companies. They made an effort with their buildings. There's so many water buildings owned by the water companies. They're quite ornate, and they didn't build them bland and box shaped. This is a shame. One of the things I wanted to show you on this stretch is a little folly on top of Colley Hill. It's I think it's a sundial in there, but it's got this beautiful mosaic on the ceiling, and it's all been fenced off. Can't believe it. I was really looking forward to coming to look at that. I'll see if I can get close enough to show you. It's just not looking good. Colley Hill there is definitely a highlight of the trail so far. That's the best views I've had yet on this over here, because you can, all the other views you just can kind of see a little bit, and that one you can see right around. A real panoramic view there. There's a little bunker here. This one's fenced off, you can't get in. So back there just after Colley Hill is the memorial to the crash site of a B-17 bomber. They put some wooden wingtips in there to represent where it crashed. And also Reigate Fort, free to get in, I believe it. So the gates are open 24 hours a day, but worth a look around. Just coming into Merstham now, which marks the end of today's walk. Today's caught me by surprise. Walking Farnham to Westhumble has been pretty easy going, if I'm honest with you. I thought this trail paled in comparison to the South Downs Way, with the hills on that one being like a sister trail to it. But today's been a tough one. Two big hills. I'd say about 70% of the walk has been either going uphill or downhill. And I think just the mud as well. It's just, I've just looked at my watch. I've been averaging about 2 miles an hour today, whereas the previous video was 3 miles an hour. The next stretch from Merstham to Oxted I've already walked, that was last Sunday, so that video will be out next week. I don't know when I'll be back on the North Downs again, because there's no trains running down here from where I live next weekend due to engineering works, and then I've only got 1 day off before I hit the coast path again, and I'll probably be using that to get a few bits ready and to pack. So I'm not sure when the next North Downs video will be out, but there's certainly there should be some out in a few weeks' time for either the coast path, or if the weather's no good down there, I'll hit another trail up somewhere else. So thanks for watching, see you again soon.